years at Berkeley, and we're recording in front of one of our favorite library, East Asian Library.
I'm involved in the admissions process. If you don't have anything in your extracurricular, it's more
grammar also. Okay, we're gonna move. There are some crazy scenes happening. Welcome to Slice of Alice channel.
Welcome.
Today we're welcoming one of my best friends, Fudzuki. Can you tell us,
sure.
elaborate of like what you do at Berkeley right now?
I'm involved in the admissions process for freshmen and transfer. Yeah, so I read some of the applications that flow in to this university.
Yeah, I'm sure lots of students will want to know more about like how to get into UC Berkeley. Yeah, I think people want to know like, what GPA they need to get. If they don't have a good GPA, can they still apply to Berkeley?
Anyone can apply, even if you think you have like a low GPA. It's like, worth giving a shot, and as long as you have like strong extracurricular activities, like personal statement, which you talk about yourself. If you have passion for what you're doing or learning, it's important that you have originality in your storytelling. So those are some. Just GPA is one of many factors that's involved.
And what about the personal statement? What kind of personal statements are you looking for?
Personally, I like reading stories that are very original and unique to them, and not necessarily, talking about high grades or coming from, a well-resourced school and having the opportunity within a program provided by the school. Those are things that definitely is important to include in like the extracurriculars, but in the personal statement, I think it's more important that you have your own story, like why you chose the major you're applying for, or what was your upbringing like, how is it affecting your career environment. Just like we want to know more about like who you are and why you're applying for this university and why this environment is suited for your long-term learning. So
Do you think you can tell the difference if someone didn't write their own personal statement?
Well, I think there's some gut feeling I have. If you're kind of embellishing it, I can kind of tell. But it's just important to stick to what your experience is in your words, and not
fancy words.
Not fancy words, and don't worry too much about grammar and your English skills. That's not super important. It's more
grammar
about,
also. It's fine.
It's fine.
Wow.
Yeah. It's more about the content. Yeah.
Okay, that's really nice, and I think it's a really good news to a lot of students if they're like applying like from foreign countries. But I feel like if you're applying as a transfers, maybe you should care more about your English.
I'm not sure about that. Actually, a lot of international students are transfers, or transfers are international students, so it's not that important for transfers either. So we know that if it's because there's a section that you might put, English is not your first language, this is my first language. That's pretty self-explanatory, and it's not about the English skills you have, it's more about the content itself. So if it's communicated well within the essay,
Is there like any traits that when you look at one's GPA and personal statement, you would decide, this is the one, he or she has to be in Berkeley?
I think the ones that kind of spark to me are the ones that have like really going beyond like expectations. Like you might have like a high school club you're participating in, or you might be like a team captain, and that's something that we definitely look into. But if you're doing off-campus or out-of-school activities where you, for example, create your own nonprofit organization, or in general volunteering your time, personal time, to the cause you are interested in, I think those are definitely things that I like seeing, because that builds up so much character and what they're interested in and what they care about. So yeah, those are some points.
How do we go up?
They climb from the I think the dog is scared.
The dog is calling help. Okay, we're gonna move. There are some crazy scenes happening. For high school students, do they have to participate into like school activities, or it's fine that they didn't participate any? Or simply just have a really good grades?
You mean, no high school extracurricular activities?
Yeah.
It's I think if you don't have any extracurricular,
if they're like 4.0 GPA.
Having a really good grade is really important, but if you don't have anything in your extracurricular, that's part of the evaluation, so it just doesn't add up to where the expectations need to be. So if you don't have any, that can be a setback.
But what if they have like low GPA, like maybe 2.5, but their personal statement is really good and they did a lot in extracurriculum? Would that be your consider?
Yeah, I think so. It's worth applying. Like, it's an overall evaluation, so you definitely want a higher GPA, maybe than a 2.5, because there are like certain GPA you need to have in order to, kind of be able to be considered. But if you're doing, like, there's reasons why you're not having a good GPA, like a personal reason, or maybe the school was underfunded, they didn't have enough teachers. You might want to mention that in either the notes or your personal statements, because there are prompts that could touch upon what you might have gone through. So definitely good to lay it all out, so that the reader knows what your circumstances are.
Do you think it's easier to get into Berkeley through freshman, or is it easier to get in as a transfer?
I think as an international student, it would be easier to transfer, just because your English skills might not be up to local not standards, but you definitely have a setback if English is a second language for you. So going through that process of getting used to listening and taking classes in English just kind of gives you a step-by-step transition into a more rigorous studying environment, academic environment. So I don't think it's easy per se, but I think it's an easier transition into universities.
Distraction.
2 p.m.
You can show there.
Yeah.
Okay, our interview is up.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you for sharing.
Yeah, no problem.
Thank you.
Thank you for listening.
Watching. Like and subscribe.
Like and subscribe, please.